Dipty's here. Going to look through the French newspapers for you now on set. You started with Emmanuel Macron, you Dipty, receiving two key Libyan leaders, as we mentioned in the news.
That's right. Prime Minister Fayez al-Sarraj and his rival, General Khalifa Haftar, the head of the Libyan National Army, are both in Paris today to meet with French President Emmanuel Macron. Macron is really hoping to help both sides find a solution to what is really a Libyan political quagmire that's been left since the death of Colonel Gaddafi 6 years ago. In particular, Le Parisien reports that the two men are expected to sign a document that will not provide an immediate solution, but will help, quote, define the principles on which to advance things like committing to holding elections next year.
Now, you found a piece from one analyst, haven't you, saying France could really help from gain, if you like, from finding a way from some kind of solution for this problem.
Well, this is the idea put forward by a researcher who's been interviewed by L'Opinion, which is a conservative paper. Stuart Kader Abderrahim says that France has played both sides. First, because they provided weapons to General Haftar, but they also recognized the government of al-Sarraj, and this has really put France at odds with the Libyan people, but it has put Macron in a very unique position of being able to mediate and sort of help both sides, because he knows both sides. Ultimately, bringing peace in Libya will also ensure France's security, because it will ensure the security of the region.
Something different now. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 26th of July, marks 1 year since the death of Father Hamel. You'll remember that was the priest killed by to jihadists here in France last year.
1 year on, Le Figaro says France is remembering the Catholic priest Jacques Hamel. Both Emmanuel Macron and Edouard Philippe will attend a commemoration ceremony tomorrow. His attack really was a brutal attack, and one that shocked France and sent shockwaves really into the wider community for its brazenness. 85-year-old Father Hamel was giving a mass on July the 26th, 2016, around 9 in the morning. A lot of worshippers were on holiday at the time. There were some Catholic sisters present as well when two men entered the church and started saying fairly incendiary things like Catholics are the enemy of Muslims. When Father Hamel asked him to calm down, they cut his throat in front of the congregation there. One of the sisters managed to escape and alert police, and the two assailants were killed, but obviously not before the priest himself died. As you see here in the pictures, Catholics continue to flock to Father Hamel's grave, this as he's in the process of being beatified.
Yeah, a very shocking story. Parisian newspaper is looking at how what happened actually changed the community there.
Well, according to one historian interviewed, there was really a stronger relationship with the Muslim community as a result of this attack. France also became stronger, it became more resilient, and really rallied behind religion after Father Hamel's death. The church has also noticed an uptick in those coming to church, attending Mass, because, I quote, the more you attack a religion, the stronger it becomes.
Now, to a story we mentioned yesterday, here in Paris, a World Summit on AIDS is underway. But now a French study is touting a miracle blue pill, which could lower rates of contracting HIV.
That's right. It's the miracle blue pill that Le Parisien says could represent a, quote, incredible hope of lowering contraction rates of HIV. Basically, the pill is being designed as sort of similar to the contraceptive pill, where a patient needs to take it at a certain time every day. But French researchers have discovered that it can actually be taken occasionally and still be efficient. In other words, patients need to take this pill at particular times before and after sexual acts, and the success rates of not contracting HIV is around 97%, so it's quite successful. France is actually the first European country to commercialize this treatment, which has also been endorsed by the World Health Organization.
I hope it makes a difference. Now let's talk now about a scandal in southwest France. A group of protesters have built a wall right in front of a hotel welcoming migrants.
It's a wall that's causing a scandal. That's what the local paper La Nouvelle République says on its front page. Some residents in Séméac, a town in southwest France, are angry that a local motel has been converted into a welcome center for migrants. On Monday, dozens of residents built a wall, as you see here in the picture. It's 1.8 meters high and extends for about 18 meters. The protesters insist that they're not against welcoming migrants, but rather that locals should be consulted in such decisions.
Finally, speaking of a wall, part of the Atlantic Wall built by the Germans during World War II is actually up for sale.
Who wants a piece of the wall? That's what the local Normandy paper asks on its front page. The wall did run along the Atlantic coast of France, Belgium, the Netherlands, extending all the way up to Scandinavia. It was ordered by Hitler to sort of protect Germany in case there was an attack coming from the UK. Well, now on the French side, there's a part of the wall that you can purchase, specifically a military battery with what the English real estate agency calls amazing ocean views. It will need some extensive renovation, though. It's going for about 200,000 euros, which I honestly don't know if that's a bargain or not, but I'm sure it's going to be a hit among World War II history buffs.
Very unusual. It depends how big it is, I suppose, 200,000 euros. Okay, you managed to with the French papers on France 24. Now, the French President, Emmanuel Macron, has received the pop singer and philanthropist Bono at the Élysée Palace in Paris for talks about poverty. Now, Bono met with Macron for over an hour to discuss his non-governmental organisation One, which takes action to end extreme poverty and preventable diseases, particularly in Africa. Now, Bono was awarded the Legion of Honour, the highest French order of merit for military and civil merits in 2003. Well, after that meeting, Bono spoke to reporters at the Élysée.
Bonsoir. It wasn't really a meeting, really more of a conversation, actually. I haven't had many conversations quite like that. President very open to finding new, innovative ways to solve the problems affecting the world's poor. We talked about the refugee crisis and how most Europeans now understand that what happens in the continent of Africa matters to them.
Yeah, Bono there talking at the Élysée Palace after that meeting with Emmanuel Macron. That's the news for now. More, of course, coming up for you just a few minutes' time, so stay with us.